Welcome to Coding with Tom. Today we will be displaying alerts when the user tries to spend more gold than he has available. We will also be blurring the ShopItem view when the quantity of that item is 0. We will start by throwing an error in our Kingdom service in the method modify gold. So if the gold reaches a quantity below 0, we will throw an error. For that we will create our own types of error. We will do this in an enum that conforms to the error protocol. And we'll create two cases, one for insufficient gold and one for unknown cases. Then in our Kingdom service, the only thing we need to do is throw. Okay, now let's go to our use cases, since now we need to take into account that the Kingdom service can throw an exception. To communicate this error, where we could throw, but instead we're going to be using result. Result is already built in. We need to provide two types, the generic, so we need to provide the success case, what we're going to return. In this case, it's going to be void, and in the case of a failure, we're going to be returning a castle error. Since the catch needs to take into account all of the error cases, not only castle errors, we need to cast it, and that's why we have the unknown, in case we can cast the error to a castle error. And that was it for the create a castle use case. Now let's go to purchase shop item use case and do exactly the same. For our perform player turn, we won't take into account this exception and just ignoring by printing the error. We're not supposed to reach a negative amount of gold when looting, since we are always gaining gold. Now in our view models, when the use cases return a failure in the result, we will be displaying an error. For this, we will be using a published variable of a new type, which is going to be the error message view model. Now let's create that struct and the presenter that's going to transform an error, a castle error, into that view model. On the dashboard view, when this error message view model has a value, we will be presenting an alert to the user. To present the alert to the user, we will be using the alert modifier, which just presents an alert with a title and a message and one dismiss button. Let's try this now. Let's try buying a castle. And here we have our alert with insufficient gold. Now let's do the same to the shop scene. Just like in our dashboard view model, we will be having an error message view model variable that we will update when we receive a failure from our use cases. Now when we run, let's go to the shop, let's try buying this, and here we have our alert. Now for the items whose quantity is 0, we could be displaying another alert. Instead, what we're going to do is blur the view. So for this, we're going to create a new variable in our ShopItem view model, specifying if the item is available or not. We will assign this variable in the presenter. In SwiftUI, to apply a blur, we just need to use the blur modifier. We could apply it to the entire view, but we'll be blurring also the name of the product and the price, so let's just do it to the image. Let's try this. Let's go to our shop, and if we see the small defense increase, because we have 0 quantity, the image is blurred. And that was all for today. We got our Kingdom service to throw errors, then our use case catch those errors and return them to the view models as a result. The view model did transform it to an error view model, and then it was just presenting it to the user as an alert. Blurring images in SwiftUI is really easy with the blur modifier. Hope you liked it. Bye.